Hello guys, it is Eric here again. I'm finally getting around to making another video. Want to apologize in advance really quick if the audio sounds echoey. I'm in one of those like quiet room things in the library, and it's pretty echoey in here. I just don't have anywhere else I can record without disturbing people. So yeah, I'm gonna hope the audio isn't like too horrible, and if it is, I can try to like dub it over or something. I don't know. I can figure it out. Um, but yeah, in this video, I'm going to be covering how to make whatchamacallit, Cosmetic Manager words there. I'm trying to memorize my script for this. I wrote a script, but the problem is I don't have a way to like show it because I'm recording my screen. Usually I have like a second monitor I have my script on, but I don't in here. So if it sounds like I'm making up words, I probably am. Because I also went to bed at 3 in the morning last night, so yeah, a lack of sleep and no script is gonna be a fun video to record. But yeah, rants aside, I'm gonna be making a cosmetic manager. Or cosmetics, yeah. Oh boy. First, we're gonna make a package. We're gonna just call it cosmetics. Good enough. Too tired to think of a better name. We are going to make a new class, and I'm gonna call it cosmetic. Cosmetics? Yeah, cosmetic controller. And basically this class is going to control what cosmetic gets rendered on what player. In the future, this is going to have like a whole web server that it asks. It's like, hey, like what do these people have? And like a whole database and everything. But for right now, I haven't covered that, and I haven't fully gotten it working on my prototype client. So for right now, we're just going to be hard coding the color of cosmetics and if a player should have them or not. So every player will have the same cosmetics that are the same color for now. But I will, hopefully the plan is to then just be able to make a video and redo this class. So we're going to first start off with public static boolean should render TopHat. And so the TopHat is going to be kind of the first cosmetic I'm going to make since it's relatively simple compared to the other ones. So should render TopHat, and we're going to take in abstract client player, abstract client player, and I will just call it player. For this, we're just going to return true. And I'm going to write myself a note. You guys want to do this, which is redo with database. Just so I remind myself to do it. And then I'm also going to do a public static float array of get TopHat color. And we're going to pass in an abstract client player as well. And I'm just going to return a new float array of red. So we're going to do 100 RGB. So I'm going to make a note just to myself again, because I should be documenting this better, but we're just going to say RGB values 0 to 1 only. It's mainly just for myself, but you can write that if you want. So that's going to be it for this class. So I'm going to make a new class, and I am going to call it cosmetic base. Did I spell it right? Cosmetic, yeah, okay. Cosmetic base. And this is going to implement layer renderer of abstract client player. And so we're going to say add on implemented methods. And so now we got two methods, which is should combine textures and do render layer. Now, these, I don't like these names really, so I'm going to just kind of override these names and change them a little bit. So this is limb, I think, what is this, limb swing? I think I'm doing this off of memory right now. Limb swing amount. M-O-U-N-G. Mainly just because I would like these names. You can keep them whatever you want. particle ticks, this is age in ticks, I think. This one was what? What did I call this one? Like head, yeah. Yeah. This one is, I think it's the pitch. And then we have the scale. So we're not actually gonna like need all these, but they're there in case we want it. And I'm gonna make this an abstract class because I want to make a new function, which is gonna take, it's basically just gonna have these same parameters. But I'm gonna just say public abstract void render. And it's gonna pass the same things. Oops, but it's abstract, so I can't do that. That's what happens when I code late at night. Make mistakes. And in here, I want to say if player.has player info and not player.is invisible. So if they're an actual player, so if has actual player data associated with and they're non-invisible, we're going to call the render method with player limbs. You know, I could just copy this and just remove all the data types. That's just going to be easier. So just delete that, 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 delete that. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. No, come on. There we go. Format correctly, please. So there's that. That's going to be our base class. It's pretty simple of a class. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to make another base class, which is going to be Cosmetic Model Base, which is going to just extends model base. And we're just going to have one field in it, but we can put more functions if we want to like reuse functions here. So in model base, I'm just going to say cosmetic model base, and we're going to take a render player. Let's call it player. No, it's not really a player. It's more. It's fine. That'll be fine. So we want, what do we want? We want the model. So we want to say protected final, final model byte. And we'll just call this player model. Good enough name. This dot player model equals player dot get main model. Yeah, so now we got that. That's pretty much going to be it for this class. As I said, we could add more functions here later. So now I'm going to do .impl, just my style, making these implement it, and we're going to do Cosmetic TopHat to finally get around to actually making the TopHat model. So for this, we're going to say extends cosmetic base and add the render method here. Then we are also going to want a private class model TopHat. And this, we're going to say extends cosmetic base. We are going to add the unimplemented method, or no, not cosmetic base. What did I call it? Cosmetic model base. That's the right one. So we're just going to add a constructor. And in the model, we're going to do two renderers. So we're going to say private model renderer. I guess it's the rim of the hat, I'll call it, and private model renderer, the pointy thing. I don't have a better name to describe it, so I'm going to call it pointy. I would recommend calling this something better, but it's 7:19 and I'm tired, so it's gonna be called pointy. And so we're going to say in the constructor rim equals new model renderer, and so we're going to say the model is player model, that's the base model, and then we're going to say 0, 0 for the offset. And y. Oh, I named that rip. That's supposed to be rim. Okay, we're going to say rim add box, and we're going to say, let's do negative 5.5, negative 9, negative 5.5. Let's go 11 to 11. I think that should be right. As I said, I'm kind of doing this off the top of my head. And we're going to then say pointy equals new model renderer. We want to pass in the player model, and then we want to texture offset it by 0 and 13. Ooh. And now we want to call render. Now, I also don't like these names. And so basically these are the same names as up here. So I'm going to copy that, and we are going to paste those there. And then I'm going to go back to here and grab this string here and paste that on down here. I didn't do that right, did I? Nope, I didn't. Okay, so maybe they're not the same again. Okay. So I'm just going to come up with names for these. This I know is limb swing. This one would have to be limb swing amount. This one would be age in ticks. This one would then have to be net head yaw. Net head head pitch. Okay, so what am I missing? I don't know. I just don't like the names, the unobfuscated names. So, wait, why don't I type net here? This should just be, did I really type like net head? Oh, Lord. Oh, wait, no, this is supposed to be pitch. Wow. Oh, I actually did call it net head too. I don't know what that, okay. That's me combining two words right there. That's just supposed to be head yaw. Oh boy. Okay. So then we want to not render the super function, and we're going to say rim.rotate angle x equals a player model dot the head dot rotate angle x. We'll say rim dot rotate angle y equals player model dot typed head dot rotate angle y. Then we want to say rim dot rotation point x to be 0, rim dot rotation point y is going to be also 0, and then we're going to render the scale. So then if we want to scale the player, we can also do that. So now we're just going to copy this and change it out for pointy. Oh, you know what I just realized? I never added the things to pointy. Never added the box. Huh, pointy dot add box. We want to do negative 3.5. Negative 17 is good. Oops, I forgot to put an F after that. We'll do negative 3.5787. That should be fine. It might be a little bit taller than my first idea of how this would look, but that's fine. And then I also need to actually render all this. So in the Cosmetic TopHat, we are going to say private final model TopHat. We'll just call it model TopHat. No, model TopHat. Good enough name. What is that? Oh yeah, it hasn't been initialized yet. And then we also want private final, that could be static actually, static final resource location. This will be the texture, and I'll have this linked in the video description. And we're going to say texture equals new resource location client name / hat.png. Probably should name that TopHat, but it's going to remain hat because that's what I named the PNG image. And then we want to make a constructor here, which is going to take yeah, we want to take a render player. Render player. And then we want to say super render player. Oh, did I not make a super constructor for this? I did. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, I wanted to do that. I forgot to do that. Okay. So what happens? Go back to Cosmetic base. We're going to say this takes a render player. We want to have an instance of that render player. So we're going to say protected final render player render. What did I call it? Yeah, player renderer. Player renderer. This dot player renderer equals player renderer. There we go. Now that should be happy. Cool. Why is that not happy? Oh, because I haven't assigned model TopHat yet. So then I want to say model TopHat equals new model TopHat, pass the render player in. Now I have access to render player, which is the single player instance, which now that I think about it, I actually technically don't need in here. So now that I think about that, actually, I don't need that. This is what happens late at night where I'm like, oh, I think I might need this, and my script is wrong, but then like my script is right, and I'm just wrong. So let's just remove that. So I got our model, and now what we want to do is render it. So I'm going to say if Cosmetic controller dot should render TopHat for the player. We're going to say gl state manager dot gl or dot push matrix. You could just use gl11.gl push matrix, but just I'm gonna do this one. We're going to say player dot. Oh, you know what? I do need the player renderer. Oh my lord, I'm so okay. Hang on. Why am I like this? I should cut this out of the video. Super render player. I do need it because I need to actually bind the texture. Okay, I bound the texture. Now we want to when you're shifting, we want to make sure that the hat stays on your head. So we're going to say if player dot is sneaking. We are going to say gl11.gl translated or translate. That should work. So we're going to say 0 0.225 as a double, and 0. So that's just if they're sneaking, so the hat doesn't like weirdly float above your head. Float, we want to get the color, so we're going to say Cosmetic controller dot get color for the player, and we're going to say gl1.gl color 3D and pass in color of 0, color of 1, color of 2. Oh, and then actually it can be 3F because it's technically a float. Because they're not doubles. Then we're going to say model TopHat dot render. Pass the player. Pass all those in. And then we're going to say gl11.gl color 3F. And we're going to make it 1. Theoretically, when I push the matrix, or pop the matrix, sorry. See, I think I don't fully understand OpenGL fully right now, but I thought that popping the matrix would undo the color thing, but it doesn't seem to, weirdly enough, in Minecraft's renderer. And so if you don't have this, entities will start changing the color of your top hat, and you don't want that. And took me a while to figure out what was going on, but something weird in Minecraft's renderer where pop matrix doesn't actually do what I think it does. Maybe it's not, I don't know. It's just whack. I fully don't understand it. I'm going to pause the video for just a second because I actually have to get this texture and put it in my client. But I'll leave a link in the video description where you get that from. Alright, I got the texture. So you should see it in here. Your assets Minecraft client name hat. So now all we got to do is actually add it to the player. So we're going to say open declaration on render player, and we're going to say this dot add layer new cosmetic top hat and pass this. And now hopefully if everything goes right, which it usually doesn't with this tutorial, but hey, hopefully it does. We should see that we are wearing a red top hat, and hopefully it works the way I think. Alright. Hey, look at that! I'm wearing a top hat. When you shift or sneak, it bends down with you. And it all works fine in any direction you move. Cool. And what we can do is if I go to the controller and we change this to be yellow, you can see that now that little band is yellow on the top hat. So if I want to make it purple, can mix and match, do 0 here, bright purple or magenta or whatever the heck you want to call it. So yeah, that's going to be about it for this tutorial. Eventually I'll go over doing a whole database and server, and then once I get into that, then that will also kind of pertain to doing HWID bands. And like capes will have what color cape you have in the database and stuff. So eventually all those things will be controlled by a database, the whole thing, like a snazzy little UI for an admin, but I don't know. Hopefully I'll get to that. Yeah, if you have any ideas for cosmetics you want me to try to do in these videos, let me know. Or if you have any mods. But yeah, the next upcoming videos are probably going to be cosmetics and mods. I might be going over doing a whole UI overhaul of Minecraft and being like a settings thing for all the mods. You can enable and disable them, but that's pretty work in progress right now. I don't have a fully working prototype for it yet. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully audio isn't too horrible in here. Yeah, peace out.